Mirasee.
Hello, my name is Barry Shore, and you're listening to Making It. I run a business called the Joy of Living Community, and we enable people to learn how to live in joy no matter the circumstances. I was actually born in a place called Dorchester. That's the local patois for people growing up in Boston. And I grew up in a wonderful town adjacent called Brookline. Boston, Brookline, thankfully got a lot of snow during the winter, or at least enough of the storms that we would actually revel in having 1 or 2 or 3, sometimes 8 snow days off. And this was fun on a number of occasions. Number one, you don't have to go to school. Number two, you get to go outside and play. But more importantly, you get to play and also use your mind and your body to make some money. Because it was really interesting and important to be able to become what we'll call financially independent for a 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old. And how do you do that? Well, what you do is on a place with lots of snow and driveways and people's homes, you trudge out with your boots and your scarf and your pants and all gloves and a shovel, and you go knocking on doors. Now I'm going to give you the funniest part, which was that I said to myself, gee, this is great. I can shovel, let's say, 8, maybe 9 driveways in the course of a long morning, early afternoon. That was a lot of work. But what if I were able to get jobs and then give them to my friends? So in other words, I got a job and I charged, let's say, $7 or $8, and I gave $5 to my friend, and I was able to have $2 or $3. Well, guess what? Now we can not just shovel 8 or 9 driveways, we could shovel 20 or 30. And that's what I did. I organized a number of friends, and I was making, somewhere almost close to $100 every time it snowed. You got to remember, 10-year-old earning $100. That's like, I would say, the equivalent of what? Almost $800 today, maybe more. And it was fun because in addition to shoveling the snow, I could throw snowballs at my friends and vice versa. So that was a really interesting journey into the world of entrepreneurship. At the age of 12 and 13 and 14, I was offered a job selling newspaper scorecards in front of Fenway Park. So just right next to where I was selling my papers, there was this really interesting old man, and he was selling peanuts. He was what they called a wizard, who you could feel had wisdom oozing out of him. I mean, he was just an amazing guy. His name was Elijah. And Elijah taught me insights that I use to this very day, and I'm sharing with you. He called me over and said, hey, come over here, kid. I said, yes, sir, because that's how I was raised. Yes, sir. Asked me my name. We talked and said, okay, sure. That's what he called me. Sure. I'm going to share something with you. Watch this. Listen to me. Peanuts a dime, 3 for a quarter, 15 in the ballpark. Peanuts a dime, 3 for a quarter, 15 in the ballpark. You have to give people value, and you got to tell them what the value is. You have to advertise what the value is. You have to be bold about what the value is, and then they'll be attracted to you. Peanuts a dime, 3 for a quarter, 15 in the ballpark. That was called a wow. And I learned the meaning of the word wow, words of wisdom, words of wonder. And that's how I ended up selling a lot. That's the genius of real business. Everybody in the process of the business transaction is happy because business is both transactional and transformational. Transaction, of course, yes, is an exchange, usually of money. But transformational is that benefits flow to both sides. The word business is spelled, of course, B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S. You'll notice, my father pointed this out to me many years ago. The U comes before the I in business. And he taught me that that's really the essence of what business is about. It is service. How can I be of more service? The greater service that you do, the more people will be attracted to you and what you are offering, and that translates into money. Money is the result of giving service, of attracting people to what you have. We're driving from Boston down to New York City. And as we're moving from Massachusetts into New York State, something amazing happened. A person traveling along the opposite direction of the thruway fell asleep at the wheel. The car hurtled over the median and struck my car head on. And suffice it to say, it was a tragic crash. Now, I'm speaking to you now, so obviously I lived. But I can tell you, because I was told this, that for a number of hours after the accident, it was touch and go. There was many who believed I wasn't going to make it. I had plates that were 7 inches long, 2 of them with 10 screws at each one to hold the bones together. And people didn't know if I was ever going to walk again. I had glass in my face. They were picking glass out for the next 3 days. But if you saw me today, you would be amazed because over the course of the next few years, with prayer, therapy, and love, and lots of therapy, a lot of love, a lot of prayer, I was walking. But the point I want to make mention here is you never know what's going to happen. Can you prepare for the unknown? Yes. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. No matter what's going to happen, you will be able to handle it. Resilience is the hallmark of the entrepreneur, in my opinion. I was privileged to do very well when I had the boutique. Made money, a lot of money actually, considering that we were only open for a couple of years and then I had this accident, and gave me a gift. What was the gift? It's called the gift of time. So now I'm dedicating a couple of years of my life to prayer, reflection, therapy, and being surrounded by love. There is no substitute for love. It is one of the great energizing, healing aspects of living. And I want people to understand that for an entrepreneur, whatever level of success you have, joy and love are not byproducts. They are the foundations of building an entrepreneurial, successful life and business. For me, making it and the idea of success was certainly having or earning a lot of money. There's no question. It was, however, far more about integrating what I call the 3 F's. And that is family, finance, and fitness. For me, the integration of work-life balance of family, then money, and fitness, what we call health. Now, when I say health, I'm not just talking about physical well-being. Physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. They are all integrated. On September 17th, 2004, standing up in the morning, like I believe 99.99% of everybody listening, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. And that evening, I was in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed. And it was not from an automobile accident. A rare disease, which I never heard of the day before, took over my body and rendered me a quadriplegic. Nothing in my body moved. I was 144 days in the hospital, 4 years in a wheelchair, but you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. I am privileged to see miracles in life every day. And I'm building businesses again. That is victory. That is joy. That enables me to feel energized and to share with everybody else. You never know what's going to happen. But as long as you are aligned in your thoughts, in your words, in your deeds, and they're all oriented toward the good, then you will be successful. You'll be able to be happier, healthier, and wealthier, no matter the situation. I guarantee it. I am living proof. I'm Barry Shore, and you've been listening to Making It. You can find me at www.barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE, barryshore.com.
Making It is part of the Mirasee FM podcast network, which also includes such shows as Course Lab and Just Between Coaches. This episode of Making It was assembled by Jeff Govertson. Cynthia Lamb produced the episode. Danny Berman is our associate producer. Danny Inney is our executive producer. Post-production was by Post Office Sound. To catch the great episodes that are coming up on Making It, go ahead and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now. And if you liked this show, please leave us a starred review. It's the best way to help us get these ideas to more people. Thank you. We'll see you next time.